Wyclef and Lauryn first met when his friend, aspiring musician Pros Mitchell, called him to the studio to work on some reggae music for his three-member group Time, which Lauryn was a part of. Pros and Lauryn had known each other since high school, and Lauryn agreed to join the group when Pros asked. Wyclef arrived at the studio, laid eyes on Lauryn, and was immediately attracted to her. Wyclef was much older than Lauryn. Pros told Wyclef that Lauryn was too young for him. Pros went on to tell Wyclef that Lauryn's brother trusted him and that he had promised her mom that he'd look out for her. Wyclef took an interest in Marcy, the third member of the group, after learning Lauryn was off limits and she was more age appropriate. Around 1997, Wyclef met a young lady named Marie Claudette at a bus stop. She was a gospel singer and a model and was a few years older than him. A song made for Marie would be Wyclef's first piece of music he would record. Marie was very supportive of Wyclef. She would allow him to sleep in her family's basement when he needed a place to stay. And she would give him money when he needed it. She believed in Wyclef and his musical aspirations. Marcy left the group around 1990 and later became a Broadway star. Although Wyclef signed a solo deal in 1987, he still continued making music with his friends. Pros and Lauryn continued making music together. Wyclef became Lauryn's mentor and would write most of her rhymes and said he even taught her how to rap. Lauryn also had a background in acting and had landed a role on As the World Turns. After high school, Lauryn really focused on her passion for music. She, Pros, and Wyclef became a group, and after a few name changes for the group, settled on the name Fugees. Lauryn still pursued acting, and in 1993 she landed a role in the movie Sister Act 2. That same year, the Fugees signed their first record deal with Rough House Records. Their debut album was released February 1st, 1994, titled Blunted on Reality. The album received both mixed and favorable reviews, yet Fugees became an underground success. They began to travel and perform all over the world. It was about that time that Lauryn and Wyclef began seeing each other, even though Marie was still in the picture. Wyclef said their second studio album was the soundtrack to their relationship. Things started to fall apart when Marie began to get suspicious. Wyclef eventually confessed to Marie that he was in love with Lauryn because of the beautiful music they were making together, but that he didn't love Lauryn the way he loved her. In 1994, Wyclef and Marie married at her father's church. Lauryn attended the wedding, and according to Wyclef, she was very respectful the entire day because he spoke to her beforehand. He told her that he had made up his mind and that there was no turning back. In 1996, their second studio album, The Score, was released, with songs like Killing Me Softly and Ready or Not. The album went 6 times platinum. Critics suggested that Lauryn should go solo, but she was very loyal to Wyclef and Pros. Pros told Rolling Stone that Pepsi wanted to put Lauryn in a commercial by herself, and Lauryn responded saying, "Without them, I'm not doing it." The group headed back on the road, and the relationship between Wyclef and Lauryn picked back up again. Wyclef stated that he did not want the relationship to end, that it felt unnatural, and he had a plan. The plan was he would continue to see Lauryn until she met a new man and got married, and then they would move forward as friends. He thought it was a good idea, but there were way too many emotions involved. In 1996, while on the Smoke and Grooves tour alongside Cypress Hill and Ziggy Marley, Lauryn met Rohan Marley, who's the brother of Ziggy Marley. It was reported that everyone wanted Lauryn to give Rohan a chance so that she could get over Wyclef. Initially, Lauryn was not interested because she was still in love with Wyclef. Lauryn did begin to see Rohan, but there was a lot of drama that would accompany that relationship. The tour ended in 1997, and the Fugees put on a large concert in Haiti, giving Wyclef and Pros the opportunity to represent their country. For Lauryn, it would be the first time the world would see her baby bump. Everyone in the Fugees camp wondered who the father was. Wyclef stated that he thought he may be the dad. In September 2012, Rohan disagreed with Wyclef's claims. According to the FreddieO.com website, Rohan Marley says Wyclef is a liar about Lauryn Hill affair. Wyclef has been promoting his new book with lots of talk about Lauryn Hill. Rohan Marley is not happy about all the accusations towards Hill. Wyclef's claim that Lauryn duped him into thinking he knocked her up is BS. Rohan does admit Lauryn and Wyclef messed around before he came into her life. He said that he and Lauryn were together in studio sessions all day and night, so there would have been no time for her to have an affair with Wyclef. Wyclef knew from jump that was my son from the day Lauryn was pregnant. Just saying false things to get book headlines, he knows he is fronting himself. Lauryn wanted to move forward with music, but with all of the turmoil amongst the group, she decided to work on a solo project. Pross reported to Rolling Stone that caused even more tension between Wyclef and Lauryn. Wyclef didn't want Lauryn to do her own thing, but she felt he should support her because she had always been so loyal. When he didn't, Pross said it affected Lauryn mentally. The three group members all decided to work on their own projects. Wyclef even agreed to produce Lauryn's entire album, but she no longer wanted his help. Between writing for other artists, Lauryn put everything she had into her debut album. A few of the songs were focused on her relationship with Wyclef, and a song was written for her unborn son, Zion. Lauryn gave birth to her son, Zion, in 1997. It was reported that Wyclef flew out to be by her side. It turns out that Rohan was the father of the child. Wyclef said learning that Lauryn had a baby by someone else tarnished her image in his eyes. He said their love spell had been broken and that she could no longer be his muse. Lauryn had initially found happiness with Rohan, but it was reported that soon after she gave birth, she learned Rohan was married. In 1998, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was released. The album was deemed a work of art and a masterpiece, and Lauryn was described as a musical genius. Lauryn got pregnant again by Rohan and gave birth in 1998. And she faced lawsuits from 4 musicians for songwriting and production credits. It was confirmed by Rolling Stone that Lauryn didn't get any written documentation from the people she worked with on her solo album. Lauryn still took home 5 Grammy Awards and eventually settled with the producers. 3 years prior, Rohan was a star athlete in college and married an 18-year-old woman his sophomore year. He also had 2 other children from that marriage, but never got divorced. Nonetheless, Lauryn still continued a relationship with Rohan and referred to him as her husband. Things were starting to unravel in Lauryn's personal life. On top of motherhood, she was also unhappy in her relationship. She couldn't afford to take a break because she had family members that depended on her financially. On top of that, in 1999, during the Miseducation tour, Lauryn struggled vocally because she was no longer able to reach those high octaves she was able to reach when she was pregnant with her son. And she suspected Rohan was cheating on her. Some people say the women he cheated with were Lauryn's family members and or her associates. Rohan denied the allegations. Lauryn fired her management team, cut ties with former colleagues and friends, and took a brief hiatus. At the 2000 Essence Awards, it was reported that her voice was strained and that her eyes were filled with sadness. Many believed that infidelity had broken her spirit. That same year, she was set to record her MTV Unplugged special while also pregnant. Lauryn was having issues with her throat, but she refused to reschedule. She sang while playing the guitar and ranted in between songs. And she was crying and referring to herself as crazy and deranged. The taping took place in July of 2001. Lauryn's voice was a lot more raspier. Determined to get full writing credits after the issues she had with her first album, it was reported that Lauryn required collaborators to sign waivers, giving her sole writing credits on every track. Others were asked to do it for free. Some collaborators got fed up and left with no material after so many postponed sessions. Between 2002 and 2003, Lauryn gave birth to 2 more of Rohan's children. Lauryn, Rohan, and the children had been living together in Miami for many years. But according to Rolling Stone, that had all changed in 2003 when she and her kids moved in with her mom back in New Jersey. Many assumed her relationship with Rohan was over. Lauryn attempted to reunite with the Fugees several times, including in 2005. But her chronic lateness drove an even bigger wedge between the three. And she confirmed that they were no longer together. In 2011, Lauryn was pregnant with her sixth child. Rohan confirmed that he was not the father, and he was tired of being blamed for everything that was going on in Lauryn's life. Rohan had moved on and was engaged to a Victoria's Secret model. Rohan said they never got married because she never wanted to. He said ultimately they grew apart because of their different interpretations of how life should be. Him and the Victoria's Secret model never did get married, but instead Rohan did marry a Brazilian model in 2019. In 2013, Lauryn was sentenced to 3 days in jail for unpaid taxes, owing close to $2.3 million. In August 2020, Selah Marley, Rohan and Lauryn's 21-year-old daughter, posted an Instagram Live about her relationship with her parents. According to CNN, in a now deleted 2-hour-long Instagram Live, Selah Marley talked about her relationship with her parents and said she had long-term effects from her interactions with them, including Hill and her father disciplining her as a child. She wrote, "It's crazy. I'm playing this trauma back in my head as I speak to you. She'd be like, go get the belt. That's how you know you're in trouble. It's like walking to your death." Singer Lauryn Hill posted a lengthy note on her verified Facebook page in response to her daughter's comments. Black people what? Hill wrote. "Selah has every right to express herself. I encourage it. But she also got the discipline that black children get because we are held to a different standard." Lauryn said she spoke to Selah after her Instagram post and they talked about her feelings. The singer wrote, "I discussed with Selah what it must have been like having a child while being hunted by Nazis, or what it was like for the children of runaway slaves. The child just being a child puts her and everyone else's lives in jeopardy. Keeping the child quiet to escape danger is also saving the child's life. Imagine that. When I realized that the pressure on me was incredibly hypocritical and unfair, criminal even, that even my children weren't allowed to be children, I stepped away. I wasn't removed, I stepped away. Weaning myself and my family from the addictions that systems of control attempt to use through fame and celebrity is no joke." Lauryn has yet to release her second solo album. That does it for this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys real soon in the next video. Bye.